Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy K15 aka Tsushima 15. I'm making a video because I want to talk about the games that mattered most to me in 2020. A year of pain, a year of suffering, a year of disease, and just all around sadness. But in such a horrible year, I'm pretty sure we found slivers of hope, reasons to keep fighting on. Reasons to keep moving on regardless of the atrocities going on in the world. Well, why not chill, sit back, and look at something we all enjoy. Video games. I imagine that's why you're here, when you hear me talk about the games that mattered to me this year. Well, there's 3 of them, and I'm not going to waste your time. I'm not going to review them. I'm not going to talk about how great they are compared to each other. But I will talk about the one out of the 3 that stood out to me the most. And trust me, ladies and gentlemen, it's not as easy as it sounds, because even while I record this video, I'm still mulling it over. Am I making the right choice? But at the end of the day, I'm just one man. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the video games that stood out to me this 2020. Doom Eternal, Ghost of Tsushima, and The Last of Us 2. Yes, The Last of Us 2. I understand the atmosphere that's around this game, the reason people are upset with this game. But it goes without saying, I played the game, and yes, it had a lot of issues. I still enjoyed it. I enjoyed it enough to put it on my list of top 3 video games of the year. But once again, to be fair, I didn't play a lot of video games this year. I'm getting old. I don't get paid to review video games. I'm not gonna play a game I don't care about. I only play games that I do care about. And now that I've played these games, I think I want to talk about them. So yes, chill, relax, and listen to me talk about the 3 video games that mattered to me the most this year of 2020. And yes, at the end, I will pick one above the others. The first one we'll talk about is Doom Eternal. Such a wonderful game. I really enjoyed this game. I remember talking to one of my friends. We were debating getting this game, and then we just said, F it. We're getting it. He got it. I got it. He got it on the PlayStation. I got mine on the PC. And I started playing it. And context, I played 2016, and I thoroughly enjoyed 2016. The Doomslayer in 2016 was a force of nature. There was nothing he couldn't do. He was destructive. He had every single sort of weapon in his arsenal and enough ammo to last a lifetime to wage his war. But things are different in Doom Eternal. The Slayer is more nimble, but he doesn't have as much ammo. And of course he has his plethora of weapons. There's still a scarcity of ammo. So it's clear the devs want you to move different. The devs definitely wanted something different from us. They wanted us to play different. See, in the original Doom game, you could almost never run out of ammo in the original Doom in 2016. The Doom guy had everything he needed to wage his war. The only thing that mattered is the player. Here's a gun, here's all the ammo you need. Go crazy. That's pretty much Doom 2016, and it was great. It was fun. I enjoyed it for what it was. A fantastic arena shooter. But in Doom Eternal, it's a lot different. The Doom guy is a lot more nimble. He can dodge, weave, jump higher, just move around a lot better than he originally could in 2016. But there isn't a lot of ammo around, and the enemies are a lot harder. So what is it the devs expect of us, the player? Well, they want us to adapt. They want us to move. You can't stay still in Doom Eternal. You stay still, you will die. If you tried fighting a Doom Hunter the same way you would a Marauder or a Baron of Hell, you will die. Each enemy has to be approached a lot more different. You want to be a lot smarter with your ammo if you really want to survive in Doom Eternal. No longer can you close your eyes or close your heart and mind and just go crazy with shooting. Of course you can if you put it on the lowest difficulty, but that's not how the game's designed to be played. You have to sit up if you truly want to enjoy this game. You gotta be sharp, you gotta be vigilant, you gotta realize each weapon type you have works specifically against certain enemies. So yeah, it kept me on my toes. If you remember, I said Doom 2016 made you a force of nature. You didn't have to work for it, you just were, because you were the Doom guy, the Slayer. In Eternal, you have to work for it. I believe that's the big difference between 2016 and Eternal. It was a big gamble, it truly was, because there's not a lot of people who would like that, but it worked. The Doom guy is amazing. You and I would probably take the bus, probably take a space shuttle, or I don't know, not bother. But this man put himself into a railgun and shot himself across space to get from point A to point B. How is this not Game of the Year? Optimization on PC was flawless. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm playing in a 570 with an i5, and the game ran amazing. id Software, thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Ghost of Tsushima, where to start? Where do I even begin? You know, as a kid, I've always wanted a samurai game, more than anything. And I'm pretty sure there were a lot of samurai games back then, but never one that was truly open world. After Rockstar released Red Dead Redemption 2, all it did was just make me want an open world samurai game even more. I remember talking with my friends and saying, hey, can you imagine an open world game like Red Dead, but instead of guns, we've got samurai swords, and instead of United States, we're in Japan. How amazing would that be? And lo and behold, the gaming gods heard my prayers, and they gave us a Ghost of Tsushima. Whew! Did I play the shit out of this game? I played the hell out of this game. This is probably the only game in my life that I've ever gotten 100% on. And I'm not talking about in-game 100%. I've done that in a lot of games. I'm talking about platinum. I got a platinum trophy for beating this game. The first platinum trophy I've ever had in my life. And I'm sure a lot of you guys will probably say, oh, the platinum for this game was super easy. It's nothing to brag about. Well, to me, it is something to brag about because I am not a completionist. That's how much I truly enjoyed this game. The world was amazing. The graphics, pretty good. The colors, amazing. The main character, Jin Sakai, he's good. He's a good character. A lot of people say he's bland, but Jin is anything but bland. He's a really nice man with a lot of wisdom for his age. And that's pretty good. We don't need a Trevor or some psychopath as the main likable, funny, wisecracking Nathan Drake character. We just need somebody who is human like us and will do anything to get the job done. I truly appreciate the narrative. It's your simple revenge tale, nothing special, but with a unique take on it. A more Japanese take. The question of honor and just what will you do to get the job done? And we get the answer from Jin's perspective. A lot of people might agree with it, and a lot of people might not agree with it. I thought it was great. The gameplay, the stances, the swords, the upgrades, all done perfectly. I truly love this game. And don't get me started on Sucker Punch's late post-game add-on to the game. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am talking about Ghost of Tsushima Legends. They definitely didn't have to do that, but they did. They gave it to us, and it was great. Sure, I would have preferred if it was open world, but I'm guessing there are sort of limits to it. Instead, we get a co-op version of the game with up to 3 players, and you can just play missions together and just get shit done. And I thoroughly enjoyed that game. I pretty much maxed out my samurai build, and I enjoyed it for what it was, an addition to a already fantastic game that you can now play with your friends. Thank you, Sucker Punch, for an amazing game. This was definitely one of my games of the year. You guys took a little boy's dream and made it a reality. Ghost of Tsushima will be with me till I die. And my kids will hear about this game. If I do have kids. But yeah. Ghost of Tsushima. Definitely one of the games of the year. Let's move on. The Last of Us 2, the black sheep of the family. I'm not here to justify why I like this game or to convince you to like it. I'm here to talk about why I like it. Not in super great detail because I'm going off the cut. I don't have a script here. But The Last of Us 2, this game exhausted the hell out of me. By the time the game ended, which felt forever, and the game wasn't even that long, it was just 24 hours. I think it took around 24 hours for me to beat. But that 24 hours felt like a week. This game was so exhausting, so depressing, and yet so beautiful, so fun. Let me provide some context. I played the original Last of Us with Joel and Ellie. You know, I thought it was a good game. I thought it was a great game with great characters, great story, very realistic. I enjoyed the world, and it didn't particularly blow me away. But a game doesn't have to blow me away to be a great game. And that's exactly what The Last of Us was. Great characters, great graphics for the time. And I played the remastered version, 60 frames per second, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah, that's right, I did not play the game when it first came out on the PlayStation 3 because I did not have a PlayStation 3. So, I went into The Last of Us 2 knowing all the controversies surrounding the game. I was angry at first, but I dropped all that anger and just played the game for what it is. I'm an artist. I like to draw. I make a lot of art. I appreciate other artists making their own craft, and I like to give them the chance because I believe in artistic liberty. Now, whether or not people enjoy it or not, depends on the person. And I completely understand why people hate this game. I completely understand. And I should hate the game for what they did. But I believe in consequences for actions. Could it have been done better? Absolutely. It could have been done way better. In fact, that might have been the problem. But I guess they didn't handle it well. And we're here now. Excluding that, look at this. Just look at this. This is the most beautiful game that I've probably ever played in my life. Wow. So yeah, apart from that, the gameplay was extremely fun. It was fun playing as both characters, Abby and Ellie. It was fun going from different places, because not a lot of places are recycled in this game. It's not necessarily open world. It's pretty linear with this pseudo open world. And I enjoyed that. I truly enjoyed it. This game just takes you for a crazy ass ride, and it is completely bleak and depressing. And that's not a bad thing. I enjoy a lot of depressing content. I love Berserk. Berserk's like one of the greatest mangas of all time. And that shit is sad as hell. But it is what it is. If you don't enjoy the game, that's completely understandable. But The Last of Us 2 took me for a ride. And a crazy ride it was. I don't think a lot of people will disagree with me when I say The Last of Us 2 is definitely one of the best looking games of all time, primarily as a PlayStation exclusive. The Last of Us 2, you exhausted me. You made me angry. You brought out a lot of emotions out of me. Your stealth was fantastic. Your shooting was fantastic. Your mechanics were fluid. Definitely one of the best in video games that I've ever had to deal with. The boss scene where Ellie ends up being the bad guy and Abby has to fight her, I'm sure it's been done before. And for some reason, even though I should have seen it coming, I didn't. And that took me for a big surprise. And it just, I like it, guys. I don't know, I just like it. I like The Last of Us 2. It is depressingly awesome. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, it is time I picked one game absolutely out of these three amazing games. Mind you, all three are my games of the year. But if I had to pick one, it would have to be Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima is a game that I've never played, and what's crazy is it doesn't do anything absolutely new. No, in fact, it just borrows from everything. But it makes an open world samurai game that I've craved ever since I was a kid. And here it is. It's a full world open samurai game with side quests, stories, fantastic swordplay. I'm a kid again, and I absolutely appreciate that of Ghost of Tsushima. Doom Eternal and The Last of Us 2 are absolutely amazing games, but they are not Ghost of Tsushima. I absolutely adore Ghost of Tsushima. Made me feel like a kid again. Doom Eternal is an amazing game. Last of Us 2 is an amazing game. But there it is, guys. Ghost of Tsushima spoke to me. And for that, it is my absolute game of the year. That's all, guys. I'm really glad if you stuck this far watching this old man's video. If you enjoyed the video, don't be afraid to hit the like button and subscribe. I'll probably do a lot more videos like this in the future. Have a wonderful day, guys, and peace.